Grace Matthew here. Welcome to yet another episode on personal branding. And today we are going to pick up from where we stopped in our last episode, where we were discussing the steps in building your personal brand. In the previous episode, we began a discussion on the steps to follow while building your personal brand. And we focused on step number 1, which is building the foundation. To catch that episode, please check my YouTube channel, Grace Matthew, and while at it, like, subscribe, share, and leave us a comment. In today's episode, we are going to look at step number 2, 3, 4, and 5, success of which are highly dependent on step number 1, which is how well you do your foundation. So step number 2 is about defining or knowing your audience. Remember, as a brand, you carry solutions, you're adding value to people, so you need to define who are these people that you're adding value to. The solutions you carry, who do they stand to benefit, or who are the biggest beneficiaries? So whether adding value to people as a person or a business, you need to be clear who your target audience and target clients are. Is it the young? How young? Is it the old? What are the age brackets? Is it the women? Is it the men? You need to be sure who you're targeting with your products or with your services. Being clear about your audience will make sure that you prepare, package, and deliver your brand appropriately. Step number 3, we have defined our audience. Now we want to answer the question of how do we reach our audience? How do you intend to engage and add value to your audience? So this stage is about defining your voice. So you have to establish the channels that you would want to engage your audience or your clients through. We are in an era where social media is taking preference. So in that case, you need to determine what voice are you going to use to reach your people. Is it a loud voice? Is it a professional voice? Because once you define your voice, then you're able to choose a channel. For example, if you intend to have a professional voice, then one of the social media platforms that you can consider choosing is LinkedIn. If you want to have a crazy voice to reach your audience, maybe they could be the young or the youth, then you can use TikTok. If you want to use a voice that is a bit interesting and fancy, then you can use Instagram. So it's all about understanding your audience and then deciding how you want to engage your audience and what voice you want to use as you reach your audience. So define your voice. Step number 4, invest in your brand. So we have defined our audience. We are clear on the channel that we are going to use to engage them. Now we need to invest in our brand in a way that makes it interesting and catchy to our audience. So that means that you need to invest in things like a logo, define a color that resonates with your values, go for a photo shoot and have photos that are going to resonate with your audience and will make them want to associate with you. Come up with a company profile, build a website, interact with people, invest in your brand. Stage number 5, live your brand and be true to your brand and to your values. Remember the values you defined in stage number 1? Be true to them and be consistent. Ensure that you're reflective of your brand and the brand is reflective of you. Customers appreciate consistency. Deliver what you promised and keep doing so. The only change that could come about is when you're improving yourself and getting better. But on a day-to-day basis, live your brand. In summary, steps to follow when building your personal brand. Number 1, know yourself, which is building the foundation. Number 2, know your audience or define your audience. Number 3, define your voice. And number 4, invest in your brand. And finally, live your brand. Do you. Thank you. What would you like to hear about personal branding or matters, professional image, and business etiquette? Engage me on my social media platforms, Grace Matthew, and we'll be sure to bring you those tips and lessons. Thank you.